Hello everyone, it's Sheila back again with another tutorial. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do this one here. There's people have a few different names for this. I've always called it Blackberry stitch because of the the little bumps that all come together on it. And I'm using 2 strands of double knitting yarn. I did try it first. I have a little sample here. I did try it with just using the 1 strand of double knitting yarn on a 4mm needle, but it didn't show up quite as well as I would have liked. I think for the short mode I had to use a smaller needle, I think. So anyway, I decided to do it on the with the 2 yarns, the 2 strands of double knitting instead of the thing, and I'm using a 5.5mm needle, and I'll show you how to do this pattern. It's done in multiples of four stitches. It's a 4 row pattern. So I start off with knit 1, and then I'm going to do 3 stitches, the next 3 stitches purlwise. I'm purling those 3 stitches and taking them all off the needle. And then the next stitch I'm going to knit 1, keeping this stitch on the needle, purl 1, and knit 1 again, but on the last knit 1 I'm knitting into the back of the stitch. And then the next 3 stitches were purling together again. And taking all those 3 stitches off the needle. And then the next stitch is knit 1 into the same stitch, purl 1, and knit 1 into the back of the stitch. And again, purl the next 3 stitches, purl 3 together, and take all those 3 stitches off at once. And then the next stitch again is knit 1, purl 1 into the same stitch, and then knit 1 again into that same stitch into the back of the stitch. And then the next 3 stitches, purl 3 together, then your next stitch is knit 1, purl 1, and knit into the back the last knit 1, those 3 stitches all into 1 stitch, and then your last 3 stitches together, purl 3 together, and take all those off, and then knit your last stitch. And as you can see on the other side, where all those stitches where you had 3 purl stitches knitted together, that makes those little bumps. And the one in between, where you have knitting into the 3 stitches into the 1 stitch, that's where that bit is. And I always knit into the back of the last knit stitch because it tightens up this little gap a bit more than as if you knit it just an ordinary knit. So that's the first row. The second row is just purl all the way across. So it's purl, every stitch purl this row. I'll pause that till I get to the end. And I'm almost at the end of that row. And so we're starting on the third row of the pattern, and this time we want that bumpy bit there to come on the in-between bit here. So it's going to be each bump is going to be on each space there. So we're starting off this next row with knit 1. Instead of knitting 3 purl together, we're going to 3 stitches into 1 stitch. So we're going to knit, purl, knit into the back, and the next 3 stitches purl together, and the next stitch is knit, purl, knit into the back, next 3 stitches purl, purl together, and then the next stitch is knit 1, purl 1, knit into the back, into the same stitch, and the next 3 stitches purling 3 together, and then it's knit, purl, knit into the back, into the same stitch, purl 3 together, and then it's knit 1, purl 1, knit into the back, and the last stitch knit 1. And there you have those bumps there in the middle of those stitches there. And the fourth row is another purl row, purl all the way across. And I'll pause that. And I'm almost at the end of this row. And that's my little tutorial for today. So as you can see, it's quite a good pattern. It stands out quite well with the 2 strands of the double knitting. So if you like my video and would like to see more, give it a thumbs up and subscribe.